away from that to some relatable development, we're talking of exports now, because the year 2021 will be a game changer for exports in Ghana. The reason is that under the National Export Strategy, we're expecting to meet a target of $25 billion over a 10-year implementation period. This won't come easy. Already we are seeing the impact of COVID, the cedi dollar performance, as well as the good old Brexit, where we're having specific tariffs on exports, products from Ghana and, across the SAP region. What is the strategy moving forward? We're joined via Zoom by the Deputy Chief Executive of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Samuel Dainty. We're grateful that you joined us, sir, and Happy New Year to you. This is the first time we're having this interaction with you. First of all, how is the 1D1F kicking in this year? Because we know it's going to be much more of a stepping stone to your performance in exports in the span of 10 years. Sam, if you could hear me, if you could unmute your microphone so we could hear you better.
Yes, my microphone is on. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Good. I think that I'm having issues with connecting. 1F is coming up. Is that right?
Yeah, you're loud and clear. So if you could hear me, the question to you is that how is the One District, One Factory initiative kicking in this year? Because we know it's going to be much more of a stepping stone to your performance in ensuring export margins hit the $25 million mark in 10 years' time.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. And 1D1F this year, I see this year as consolidating where we left last year. If I remember correctly, as at the end of the year last year, we had about 232 factories at various stages of implementation. We had about 76 of them operating, and about 107 under construction. I see this year as consolidating those factories. And you said it rightly that as export promotion, we are interested in the export bits of these district factories. I think it's aligned to our export strategy, where we say that at least every district should have one exportable product. So you are right to link the One District, One Factory rollout to export improvement. So this year, you know that the year just started, but I believe that we are just going to consolidate and complete the ones that were still in process. But as of last year, I knew that about 76 of them were actually operating.
Well, the year just started, and with it comes specific issues that I believe GEPA might be addressing. We're talking of the cedi's performance. Already we're getting hints of it hitting the 6 cedi mark by the end of this year. Also, is the matter of Brexit. Specific tariffs being splashed on goods and services from Ghana and other, sub-Saharan African economies. Not to forget about the impact of COVID-19 as well. How are you cushioning the regular exporter in Ghana from all these shocks moving forward?
All right, thank you so much for that question again. Yes, with the issue of Brexit, I think that, England themselves believe that Brexit shouldn't really affect their trading and their partners in trade. I know that Ghana England is one of the biggest trading partners when it comes to exports for Ghana. On the other way, Ghana is also very interesting to Britain themselves when it comes to where they sell their goods. There is very significant inequalities between Ghana and England or the United Kingdom when it comes to trade. However, it's an important market for us. And what's the name? The UK themselves recognizing that are putting together a lot of programs that, I mean, is looking more bilateral trade with their partners. I mean, just yesterday I had a meeting with a consultant that is looking at how we can take trade forward between the UK and Ghana in the area of cocoa derivatives. I think that as a country, we have recognized the fact that we cannot continue, I mean, selling our cocoa beans directly to our trading partners across the shores. And so in our export strategy, I mean, export development strategy, one of the things that we have said, or one of the products that we have highlighted to add more value to is cocoa. And so yesterday I had a meeting with a consultant looking at how we can bring in more companies to process our cocoa before we sell it to UK specifically. And that project, I mean, is one of many projects that, I mean, as a result of Brexit, UK themselves are rolling out to ensure that there is competitiveness with their trading partners. So Brexit, yes, but they realize that trade is the game, and so they are putting in place bilateral arrangement to make sure that we do not cut trade, which is going to affect us significantly as a result of Brexit. In terms of COVID, I mean, realize that even within the space of COVID, trade is still going on. It is difficult. It is not easy as it were, but realize that movement of goods were a huge exception when it comes to trade. And so as GEPA and Ghana Export Promotion, we are encouraging our exporters to do as much as they can to ensure that they maintain their businesses with our trading partners across the shores. Well,
Mr. Dentu, sorry to cut you there, but I'm so much interested in getting to find out what GEPA is doing to cushion exporters from most of these shocks, because we're even having this discussion on the wake of development at the port, where shipping lines have now, increased their freight charges, renting containers from about $3,000 to $13,000, an amount that the average exporter might not be able to afford. So how is GEPA, based on your strategy, cushioning exporters, the average young exporter out there, for most of these shocks in this particular year?
Okay, so when it comes to freighting, I mean, you realize that is also another private business. But I mean, just before we went on the break, I mean, on the issue of freighting and cushioning exporters, we had lots of meetings with various organizations, I mean, in the freighting business to ensure that our goods are not, do not cease going offshore because of freight costs. GEPA, as it were, cannot directly cushion traders in terms of maybe paying part of their freight costs or something like that. But we can speak with these private businesses to ensure that, I mean, because of COVID, we are able to ensure that their rates come down. I mean, a typical example of a meeting that we had was a meeting that we, in terms of freighting of foodstuffs, was having a meeting with one of the airlines to together with the exporters themselves to see how we are going to reduce the cost of freight. Yes, it is an issue because for the freight providers themselves, or the logistics providers themselves, I mean, there is a cut in business for them, and so they also look at ways that they can cover up. But what we do is to be a middle organization that brings the two private organizations together and talk to see how we can make it easier for our exporters to sustain their business. Right. So we do so many interventions in terms of advocacy to ensure that businesses still continue and, more importantly, keep their orders, because that's important. Yeah.
Samuel Dentu, we're so grateful that he joined us. He's the Deputy Chief Executive of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority there on their prospects for 2020 and the next 10 years.